Hey everyone, Chris Shokiki back with another toy review. This time is going to be on the Transformers Legacy United Cybertron Universe Starscream. And like with Vector Prime, as someone who owned the original Supreme class Starscream, I believe it was, or was it Leader class Starscream? I don't remember. While that figure wasn't bad, the fact that Hasbro actually redid the figure like this is just amazing. Obviously, you can see he is smaller than the original, but there are a lot of things that are an improvement over the original. I mean, again, smaller, but still has improvements. Now, yes, but I will talk about some issues that I had to fix up later on in the video. So let's just go over his accessories first. Obviously, he comes with a Cyber Planet key, like with Vector Prime, and there's a hole back here. You can see that. You can just plug the key in like so. And obviously, though, this is gonna be more relevant in robot mode. I mean, obviously, it doesn't do anything. I mean, the original figure, you plug the key into the back, it does nothing. But you actually had to plug it in the tops here. But again, we'll get more into that in robot mode. But he also comes with this blaster that you can actually store in his jet mode, and that actually looks really great. This is an example of good weapon storage. But yeah, I mean, these wings bend up and down. If you want, you can rotate these, which these are actually detached in package, as well as this back piece here, so you'd have to attach them yourself. But once you get them on, it looks great. But again, while this figure is awesome, it had issues that I had to fix up. But we'll get to that when we get into robot mode. So we'll get into it right now, actually. So to transform them, open up these bits, take out the gun, which is just this translucent plastic like the Cyber Planet key. Turn these around to get them out of the way. It's kind of hard to see that, is it? Okay, let me back this up. Split the nose of the jet, if you can. There we go. Then you can kind of lift up a little bit, and you can extend the leg out. Bring up the foot, fold this piece in, turn around, fold one half of the nose, and bring out this bit to be like a second heel support. And to quote Emgo, second verse same as the first. Just do the same thing with the other leg. Oh, I almost knocked it over. Like so. Bam. And there's his legs. It's getting a bit taller, so let's lift it up a bit. If you want, you could bring these down if you want. Unpeg the sides here. You see, unpegging from here. And rotate these around. These will be his arms. It's very similar to the original. And a lot of people are worried about this because you see here, this little latch here, you fold this down and just listen. That's a loud click, and it worries people, myself included. It hasn't broken on mine. It hasn't broken yet, but damn it. This thing's about to fall over. Okay, anyway. Bring this down, rotate it, open up this panel, flip out the hand, and close it up. Do the same thing with this one. Bring this down, rotate it, open up this panel, bring out the hand, and close it. finally you split this in half like the original. Fold them down like so. Take this little hatch, bring it back, flip up the head, and close it back up. And there he is. Starscream in robot mode. And that looks awesome. It's like they literally took the Supreme class figure, added in some bits from the, what was it called? Make Toys Galaxy Meteor, I believe? Or I think, was it Make Toys that made it? I don't know. It's a Fans Toys version. It's a third-party masterpiece style Cybertron Starscream called Galaxy Meteor. I don't remember who made it though, but I do know W. Hong did a review on it. But yeah, this is what he looks like, and it looks amazing. And of course, you could take his gun, put it in his hand. Though it's been a while since I watched Cybertron, so I don't know if he uses his gun. If he uses this type of gun in the show, I'm not sure. Or if you want, there's a little peg here that you could plug into one of these holes in the back. Let me do it like this, like so. So he still has weapon storage, but just not as good as the vehicle mode. And of course, the cyber key still plugs in like so. And when it does, you could actually flip out these blades like how they did in the original show. Now, the original figure had one of these stored a blade while the other stored a blaster. I do remember in the show that before Starscream becomes the new leader, he has two swords in his in here. Later on though, I believe it was the right side that has a blaster, while this remained as a sword. Again though, it's been a while since I watched it, since I watched Cybertron, so yeah. And not bad. Not bad. Though it wasn't as great when I first got it, because there were a lot of issues that I had to fix up. Like, for example, the waist was loose, the shoulders were loose, the hips were loose, and when I would rotate this bicep, it would just come off. But I fixed that. I just, took super glue around the shoulder pegs and inside the actual sockets, wait for them to dry, and it's plugged in, and yeah, they're more solid than they were when I first took them out. The right arm being a bit more solid than the left, but it's better than nothing. Another problem is this arm actually stayed in, no issue, while this one, unfortunately, you can see I did put super glue around the peg, and it helps a little bit, but not by much, but at least it stays in. And I also fixed the issue with the bicep. There was like a bit of plastic that was pushing against this that was causing the arm to work its way out the socket. I just cut a little bit of plastic off, and now his bicep rotates, and I don't have to worry about it falling off. So that's great. But the biggest issue, and again, actually before I go there, the waist was loose, so I coated the ball, not the ball peg, the mushroom cap with super glue, wait for that to dry, and just plugged it in, and now his waist is tighter, and the hips were the ones that was the biggest issue. Because it turns out the front portion here was actually coming apart. It almost came off, and it's pinned in the back here, so yeah, it was about to come off, so I just put super glue in and just held it down. I pushed the pin, I put super glue around the pins and just pushed them in. And now, and because of the issue before I fixed it, his hips were loose, but not anymore. They actually move, no problem. Don't have to worry about them breaking. Though a bit of super glue did get on the mushroom caps for the hips, but oh well. And this guy, he's just very posable. He's very posable, really awesome. So let's just get into it. Just move this down. His head can fully rotate, but I'm not going to do that. It's on a ball peg. It can move up and down slightly. Has a bit of a head tilt. His arms can fully rotate. They can go out that far, but if you pull on this little bit here on the shoulder pad, you can move the arm even more outward. So that's awesome. Like I showed you, the bicep swivel, the double jointed elbows. You can kind of pretend he has a wrist hinge, but that's for transformation, but it can work if you want it. And he has a wrist swivel. Though it's kind of hard to get into it because of this back panel here. Like I said, a waist swivel, which doesn't fully rotate all the way due to the clutter, but oh well. Oh, I almost forgot, he also has a butterfly joint for both arms, which is awesome. That is sick. Like I said before, the hips move forward, they can move back. They can swing out, and so he can do this full-on splits. He has a thigh swivel. I'm just knocking his phone over. He has a single jointed knee that bends in more than 90. And his feet can move forward that much. It can move back that far. It's on a double, it's a hinge here and hinge here. So yeah, you can move feet forward and back. There's a hinge here for an ankle pivot. And yeah, really, really awesome articulation for this guy. It is just amazing of how well this is. I mean, granted, at least on my figure, he had loose joints and the lower crotch bit almost fell apart on me, so I had to fix that up. But with now those fixes, he is just awesome. He is just amazing. I am very happy with this guy. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And no, why not? I'll just stick the Cyberplanet key back in here and bring out the blades, because why not? But yeah, this guy is awesome. But yeah, but again, this bit, at least on mine, almost fell apart, and he was loose in some places. So if you're gonna get this guy, be aware that he might have those issues. So like I said, just be careful with where you find this guy, or which one is actually good, because I was the unlucky one. And like I said, this guy was loose in some bits, and his little lower crotch bit almost fell apart. But again, I fixed him up, and now he's awesome. But yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you all next time.